What's up, guys? Today I have an OU battle versus a guy I found on the Smogon Wi-Fi finder. And if you look at the team preview, he has a Espeon, a Scizor, a Politoed, a Ninetales, a Skarmory, and a Blissey. So off the bat, we know it's a Sun team. Because the Ninetales and the Politoed contradict each other, which is a little weird, but he ends up being a Sun team. And, which is odd because I would be a Rain team because Scizor and Skarmory are both weak to fire, and Sun just maximizes that. So it's a little odd. I guess that's the point, maybe that's the point of his team, is to confuse. But on my team I have a Politoed, a Tentacruel, so I have a defensive Politoed, especially defensive Tentacruel that has, I think it's all around bulk, yeah, it's all around bulk for support set Rapid Spinner. I have a Latios that is specially attacking, as usual. Gliscor, of course, physically defensive. And Scizor, who is physically max HP, max attack. And Vaporeon, which is, I think it's a medium bulk through both defenses. And so, I abuse my weather a lot on this team. Tentacruel with the Rain Dish, Vaporeon with the Hydration, and Scizor weakening the Fire-type moves. So, let's get into the battle. So, as I said, I predicted him to lead off with the Espeon, because it's probably a dual screener. So he ends up leading with the Espeon. I lead off with my Politoed just to get the weather up. He goes for the Reflect, which really doesn't matter. I stay in and go for a Scald, just see how much it does. Rain boosted, stab, trying to get the burn. I do get the burn first turn, and I realize, it's not even doing that much, it's definitely a 3-hit KO, so I decide, let's switch into my Scizor. And my Scizor does carry the pursuit. So he's gonna go for the Wish right off the bat. And so now I know he's actually gonna withdraw, go for the pursuit, hit him. And he should, yes, he does die. Even with the Reflect up, he does die. So he sends in the Ninetale. He does get his weather up though. So the Flamethrower or Fire Blast is obvious. Will-O-Wisp, maybe. So I switch into my Gliscor, which I don't know why I did this. I don't think I was thinking. And he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, hits me, and now my Poison Heal's gone. So this Gliscor is rendered useless throughout the entire battle. Not only does he cripple my physical attack, but I have no Poison Heal. So he withdraws the Ninetales, fearing the Earthquake. And as I don't even predict anything, I just go straight over for the Earthquake. Oh, I go for the Toxic. Toxic does not work on Skarmory. Reflects off though. So I realize, I can't do anything to the Skarmory. I'm gonna switch out. Go into my Latios. He goes for the Brave Bird. And I was surprised how much this did. It did about half, which means that he's obviously an attack-invested Skarmory, which you don't see that much. So he withdraws. He goes into his Politoed. And I go for the Thunder in the Daylight, which is a 50% chance, which is not a good chance. I shouldn't have taken that chance, and it misses. So he goes into his Blissey. I fake the choice. I go for another Thunder. It misses. So now he thinks I'm choiced. Surprise Blissey. Psyshock. I am Life Orbed. Stab and all that. So hopefully it takes it down. It goes down. Man, Blissey is so bulky. Goes down. It gets a critical hit, which I'm not sure if it mattered. I am Life Orbed. Although I am Timid Nature. I'm not sure. Goes into his Ninetales. He already has his weather up. I just switch out. Straight into my Gliscor, who is pretty much useless. Goes for another Will-O-Wisp. He's already burned. He withdraws his Ninetales. I don't know if he packs any, Flamethrower. If you hit the Gliscor with the Flamethrower, that'd be good. Goes into a Scarm, just to wall me. Maybe set up on me. But I do have that Tentacruel to rapid spin entry hazards. I'm getting whittled down by Burn, and I can't do anything to him, so I switch out. Go into my Toad to get my weather back up. He goes for the Brave Bird, and I am a defensive Politoed, so I should be fine. It doesn't do that much, and he gets damaged by recoil, so with lefties, it's not doing too much. So he withdraws, he switches to his own Politoed, predicting the Scald, because he has Water Absorb, which was a great play. And what he does with this Politoed is really creative. I don't know if many people use this, but I've never been Whirlpool stalled with Perish Song, so it's definitely odd. I do get a Toxic hit first turn. He Whirlpools me. He traps me. He's trying to eliminate my weather so he can have weather. So now I can't switch out. And I know what's coming next. I know he's going to Perish Song me, so I can't switch out. And Whirlpool is taking out my leftovers recovery. It's just negating that. So I do go for Psychics, trying to get the special defense drop. He does get hurt by poison, which is good. I mean, I think that's what's going to contribute to his death. So leftovers negated again. Perish count to 3. Psychic, trying to get that special defense drop. Unfortunately, I do not get it, but I do get a critical hit, which will matter. He goes for a Scald, Rain boosted, and gets the burn. So now I have Whirlpool damage, negating my leftovers and the burn racking up, and he has Toxic. I do go for another Psychic. I think with Psychic plus Toxic damage, he should die. Goes for another Scald. And here, if he got a crit, I thought he would die. I thought I would die, but that was a critical hit, and I did not die, even after burn. So he does die, finally. Which will allow me to get weather up. Maybe. Because his Ninetales is still alive. So I will decide to switch out just in time before that Perish count kills me. Or burn. Burn's very close to killing me. So I switch into my Latios. I have weather. He goes for a Steel Wing, which is... If he went for a Brave Bird, my Latios would have died. He withdraws Skarmory, fearing the Thunder, goes straight into his Ninetales, gets the Sun Up. By getting the Sun Up, my Thunder is a 50% accuracy. But luckily, after missing 2 times, it hits. And I get the Paralysis, which will come into play later. And I did make a mistake by going for Surf right now. I should have went for Psyshock because Ninetales are usually specially defensive. And Surf is actually in the Sun, which does decrease its power. He goes for a Flamethrower, knocks me out. Had it been a Psyshock, I don't know if I would have killed it or not. So he's pretty close to fainting. So I come in with Vaporeon. Because I really want to save my Politoed to get the weather out for later. So I need to knock out this Ninetales. I hit it with one Scald, and it almost kills it, but this paralysis is key. I don't know if he packed the Solar Beam, which wouldn't have killed, but it would have done massive amounts of damage. One more Scald kills it. So finally, his weather's down, and I have the opportunity to get my weather up. So he goes into Scizor, which is a huge threat, but I just decide, you know what, I want my weather up. So I go into my Politoed. And his Scizor goes for Iron Defense, which is very odd. Had it been Swords Dance, this would have been a different game. So Iron Defense, just trying to beef up its defenses, but even though many of my Pokemon left are special attackers. So he kills me off with a Bullet Punch, fearing the burn from the Scald will cripple his attack. So this Politoed dies, but he did get weather up. I won the Weather War. And so now I send in my useless Gliscor. I do go for an Earthquake. I'm just trying to kill off this Gliscor, just do as much damage to Scizor. And it's not doing anything, because he's just Iron Defensing like crazy. Now he's at +4. And burn is racking up. I'm just waiting for this Gliscor to die. There's no point of it now. Without Poison Heal, with that burn in the way, Gliscor is pretty much rendered useless. He goes for an X-Scissor, which is a weird play. I guess he was predicting somebody else to come in. But I think Bug Bite would be 90 damage plus Technician, so it's a little odd that he has X-Scissor. I do go for an Earthquake again, just trying to deal some damage. He goes for an Iron Defense, which +6 defense, so he's done. This defense boosting. So I will not actually die. I live with 4 HP after the burn. I go for... Oh, actually he goes for the Bullet Punch, kills me. So end of Gliscor's useless run. He's at full, like Gliscor did not do anything but let him set up defense. So I send in my Vaporeon. I do have a rain boosted Scald. And I am Modest Nature. So that did over half. He goes for the X-Scissor. He hits me, and it does a little less than half after lefties. Maybe like 40%, 30%, but he gets lefties also. So now I'm going to go for another Scald. He's going to go for a Bullet Punch. Finally knock out this Scizor, after it set up all those useless Iron Defenses. Get a critical hit, it did not matter. He goes into a Skarmory, which I already know is a physically offensive Skarmory probably. I do go for the rest, just to get up to full, and I've never actually used a Hydration Vaporeon in the rain before, so I wanted to see how it works. So I get up to full, goes for a Brave Bird. And it does a little bit, it didn't do that much. After lefties. I do go for another Scald, just to try and take down the Skarmory. It's my best move. If I get a burn, that'd be great. Almost done. Goes for another Brave Bird. And Recoil kills him. And that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed. I want to use this Tentacruel in the future. I never actually got to use this Rain Dish Black Sludge Tentacruel, which gets a lot of health back in the rain, but it was definitely fun. Thank you guys for watching.